Hello and thanks for checking out the second part of the video. So, let's talk about how not to lock a bike to a bike rack. Protecting your bike from the bad guys requires some know-how. You must be open to getting the appropriate tool to aid this. As for those questioning if they need to spend a few bucks on the right bike locks, what would they rather spend money on? Do you prefer spending more on damage control or getting another bike? To avoid these negative occurrences, the right bike lock is worth every cent on the dollar. Aside from getting the right lock, what is the right way to secure the bike? Depending on the vicinity, some people use trees and various forms of metal objects. Any object your bike is fastened to should be formidable. The thief should not be able to remove or cut it down. In various parts, there are metal bars created for this purpose. You should make the most of this provision, as they are firmly rooted and hard to maneuver. Also, avoid securing bikes in secluded places. The average thief understands boundaries. He or she would not be willing to take unnecessary risks. The thief knows that stealing bikes in open places is very risky. There are chances someone knows the owner. Also, someone might be able to tell who took the bike or what he or she looks like. In light of this, make all efforts to lock the bike in open places. If it is somewhere you are accustomed to, you can tell someone nearby to keep an eye on your bike. Well, this does not work all the time. However, do not forget this rule. Stay away from secluded areas. If possible, lock the bike in very busy places. As against the observation above, it is shocking to know some thieves do not understand boundaries. Some of the bad guys have become so good at their negative acts. They can subtly go unnoticed even in public gatherings. What does this spell out to us? Never undermine the need for absolute security in an open gathering. Be at alert and protect the bike in that light. Also, technology is a saving grace in many ways and facets at large. You can make the most of technology while trying to protect your bike. How do you do this? Make use of CCTV cameras. If you live in a city like ours, surveillance cameras are placed in strategic places. You can make the most of these installations. If you are open to such provision around, you should lock bikes to a formidable object within the surveillance of the CCTV camera. Most thieves are aware of the adverse effects of stealing in such areas. However, if they do, you could follow up and the chances are higher than not having a clue. Furthermore, it is one thing to have the right lock, it is another to use it appropriately. To avoid such an occurrence, you should pay attention to every part of the bicycle. With the frequent use of top-notch locks, thieves understand that they cannot make out with the entire bike. For instance, you could notice the car seat is gone in one, and the front wheel missing in another. So how do you avoid this possibility? You need a couple of items to ensure your bike remains the way you put it. These items include a U-lock, a thick cable, and a thin cable. The U-lock is very protective considering the double-edged nature of the lock. Any attempt to cut it would require the two sides. Step 1. Secure the bike to the right bike rack. As earlier stated, your bike is as protected as what it is secured to. Ensure the rack is strong, firmly attached to the group, and without questions. Step 2. Fit the bike into the bike rack appropriately. Many people allow only the front wheel of the bike attached to the bike rack. What does this imply? This way, if secured to the ideal bike rack, the entire bike cannot be stolen. However, there is more to stealing the entire bike. Various detachable points can be removed from the bike this way. The bike seat, frame, steering, and back wheel are all vulnerable. Step 3. Pass the thick cable halfway through the wheel at the front. There are 2 holes on the extreme ends of the cable. One of the holes should be used to fasten the thick cable to the wheel at the front. Afterward, pass the extended part of the cable to the frame beneath the bike's seat. Leave it there as the extended part will be used subsequently. Step 4. At this point, you would need the earlier mentioned thin cable. Fasten the thin cable to the bar holding the bike seat. Next, you should trend the 2 cables together. The extended part of the thin cable should be passed through the other end of the thick cable. When this is done, move to the next step. Step 5. You should put the U-lock strategically through the bike, back wheel, and rack frame. This way you will protect various parts of the bike from theft. Conventionally, people secure their bikes with one lock. This is not wrong. However, the more the better. If you have the alternative of using more than one lock, you will be able to secure the bike better. This way, you will be able to pay attention to various parts of the bike. For instance, while one part focuses on the back wheel and seat, another can focus on the wheel at the front, as well as the frame. In clear terms, you cannot have too much protection with these mobile machines. If you live in very dangerous places, you should take the security of your bike very seriously. The fate of your bike may just depend on the quality of your locks, chain, cables, cuff, and padlock. This requires that you are open to getting the right security items. Also, that you secure it to the right place, and in the appropriate manner. Remember that for the thief, not every part of the bike has to go. In light of this, every part should be protected from the bad guys. Conclusively, 3 factors are responsible for securing your bike to any rack: the location, the tools, and the technique. The bike should be secured to the right spot in the right place. The appropriate tools should be used in this process. If you've enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button below and hit the notification bell so you'll know once we post a new video. Also, drop a comment below so we can know your thoughts. Finally, don't forget to check the description below for more details and visit our site www.zimcarcarriers.com for more awesome car carrier content like this.